Already we're seeing the Heimerdinger ban, something you just have to take away from these European squads because every single one of them can play.
Are we going to see a Kindred ban from the Fnatic side then? Because Dardoch looked very good on this champion. It's super strong right now, and he can play super offensively, the style that you're looking for from him, you know, invading and being able to deal damage.
Yeah, Echo Fox 2-2 overall at Rift Rivals. Both those wins are on Kindred jungle, both those wins playing more standard. There is that Kindred ban. They are not allowed to be played here in this game. One final ban for Echo Fox. No Zoe for the mid. Let's see what Fnatic values most heavily.
It has to be the Aatrox, surely. With it left available, Bwipo did play it earlier in the day. They did find a win.
I hope he does it. I want to see Huni take the Fiora into the Aatrox. Because we have had so much talk about Aatrox, right? And people still haven't had a lot of time to play tons of counters into the matchup. However, the first one that emerged throughout solo queue, even before this champion hit Rift Rivals, was Fiora getting inside.
It's not Fiora, though,
trying to cut me down early. I really wanted to see the Fiora because of the mobility and the skill matchup that is there. Even that one, though, if Aatrox can still get good trades on her, and it is risky, we'll see if this one is going to be Huni's Renekton, because Phoenix,
I hope so.
Phoenix did not have a good time in that exact match.
Wait, wasn't it DeMonte that ended up playing the...
Phoenix was the top Renekton for sure.
Right.
100%.
They move around so much.
He got slammed.
Yeah,
it was not even close. That was against G2, to be fair. It was Wonder's Aatrox, so a slightly different game, but either way, different stuff out here. When Huni brought the Renekton, it was in a funnel game, and he did not respect ganks at all. So either way, Swain picked up now for Caps or Bwipo.
Now you naturally assume that that will be put into the bot lane, and you say for Caps or Bwipo, you got to remember Aatrox can be flexed as well.
Sure.
We talked about it earlier on the day. It could be in the middle lane. Still a lot of options here for Fnatic aside from Sejuani that's probably going to be going.
Ooh.
And an Evelynn as an answer, very unique.
A good ganker.
The reason why I've heard in the past many junglers like Evelynn and Sejuani is because her early game is pretty weak, but Sejuani can't punish it. So you just pretty much play a farm style jungler, and you can get to that level 6 mark without Sejuani really interfering or getting in the way.
Also, if you come through with the charm onto Aatrox, you can burst him down. Even after his ult is used, if you burst him down quick enough, the blood well doesn't fill up very much, and you can just take him down again. So a lot of spike damage could be important in that matchup. I am pretty surprised, though, that you know, Echo Fox went for the Lucian as well, and just let the Swain, come through here. It seems like Fnatic are kind of getting exactly what they want here.
Well, yeah, of course, you only get 3 bans, and I think the Heimer, Nocturne, and Zoe bans are all good. And if they don't want to play Swain or they don't feel comfortable on Swain, it's another strategy that Echo Fox want to play. You at some point have to let them play champions they want to, of course, and Echo Fox, that's how they economize their bans. What I'm surprised by, though, is the early Evelynn pick when you start to see these supports dropped off the table, right? Braum, of course, high priority. All champs are very good. Unless they were showing a bunch of even scrims, you don't expect Eve to hit the ban table in phase 2.
I'm surprised that Pyke was not banned away because, oh no, that's even, ooh. So Pyke loves squishy champions. Lulu, really squishy. Eve, really squishy. Lucian, really squishy. Like, there are so many options here for Hylissang to pick his favorite champion, pairing it up with a Swain as well. It's just, it's an obvious choice for Fnatic that they are not going to hesitate away from.
Well, it's going to be tougher right now. 6-6 to go till they lock in, and they're going to have to find the rest of their composition again. As you talked about, we've seen Aatrox in a lot of different lanes, Swain as well. So it is a flexible lineup, but I'm expecting a hard mid laner here as the final pickup towards Caps. But of course, that's still up to what they decide they want to do. It's Lucian plus X in the bottom lane. It could be Lulu, but it's more likely to be Lulu mid with a hard support pick at the very, very end. They hover Draven, they're hovering Orianna now. Fnatic. Well, even if it's Ryze, that's still flexible between the Swain and the Ryze being mid and bot lane. And so it's going to be Ryze plus Swain, and now Echo Fox. Oh, Soraka, that's Adrian special. No, back to the Shen. A very similar lineup to what they played earlier today.
Shen, Evelynn is a very powerful combo you can use to flank around and get that engagement, try and burst somebody from 100% to 0. You can chain the CC there, and it will be very lethal. It's going to be interesting what this does do to the mid-game map control.
Yeah, going to be very excited to watch for, and even the early game map control, of course. Just what you're seeing with these swaps here is Bwipo will be playing Aatrox almost certainly in the top lane. Yeah. These two players switch their roles back and forth based on champion pool, so it is going to be Swain bot with Pyke, Ryze in the mid lane for Caps. We can see a fairly standard composition for Echo Fox with their players playing their on-paper roles.
And I feel like Fnatic have got a very well-rounded draft overall. They've got a decent amount of AP damage, they've got good AD damage, their team fight is pretty good, their ability to split push is pretty pretty good. Overall, it feels pretty balanced across the board. Whereas for Echo Fox, I feel they're a little bit more focused on the early game. Shen, really powerful in lane, especially when paired up with a Lucian. Eve, she kind of wants to get that snowball going, especially around the lanes like the Lucian and the Renekton, who are all about those early game dominant powerhouse champions. So a little bit more emphasis and kind of a return to style for Echo Fox, which is very early game focused.
Lulu does give you a pretty good out, though, as far as creeping in through the mid and late game. If Altec does have a good game on the Lucian, the extra speed for him to get around these fights and outplay more of the skill shots on Fnatic's side, that would be their way to try and end it out a bit later as well.
We are getting ourselves on to Summoner's Rift. Europe, one game away from claiming the Rift Rivals title. Echo Fox must win if they want to hope that North America can keep their run of Rift Rivals victories alive. NA, of course, won the first inaugural one about 12 months ago. Europe might get their revenge here today, and we'll figure it out in the next hour or so. We get ourselves onto Summoner's Rift, and the players spread out. We can see Bwipo heading towards that top lane as we expect. Also, want to point out, he is running Grasp of the Undying on Aatrox. We see a lot of Comet normally on that champion. Grasp, though, a bit better at fighting against melees in the 1v1.
Let's go over some of the basics for Aatrox, because even though we've seen him in a bunch of games and be high priority here at Rift Rival, it still seems like even some of the pro players don't have the instincts built in when playing against this champion, regardless of the guy playing it. When he throws out the Infernal Change, that is the W, the one that's going to put that zone on the ground. It is a very distorted zone, and there's a very short distance to both sides that you can try and run to get out of it, so you don't get dealt the damage again, you don't get sucked back into it. And a lot of people have kind of fallen into the trap of just immediately running away from Aatrox and out the long way, which is not going to be able to find you an escape pretty early on. For the Aatrox player to counter this, what you almost always want to do is throw your chain out and immediately go for the long Q. Because if you land the long Q, your mini knockup is going to be long enough of a interrupt to keep them in the zone unless they flash or jump out of it.
The other big and important thing in my eyes to talk about when you look at Aatrox is the amount of sustain that he gets passively. I do believe that he gets it from his E, and just the amount of healing that you get is based on the amount of physical damage that you deal. So if you're landing all of your abilities and you combine that with something like a Death's Dance, he just has so much healing that it becomes almost impossible to take him down.
Yeah. Of course, the sweet spots on these Qs are the things that you're also going to keep track of, and what Huni here on the Renekton is going to try and dodge. Bottom lane, nice exchange there from Echo Fox, taking down some damage onto Pyke, and he won't be able to heal all of it back up.
And you can see, of course, spam EU LCS or NA LCS in chat if you're supporting North America or Europe and North America respectively on that one. And right now it's lane priority for Echo Fox on the bottom side. Level 2 coming in a second, and off the mid lane fight again as they're trading blows as well.
Look at the junglers right now. You can see Broxah hanging around the top side. There is a ward in the river that will spot him out. And there was the potential of him going for a kill up top as Bwipo asserts his dominance over Huni.
And already burns the flash. That immediately is going to signal both junglers that they're going to have to worry about the top lane matchup. These two bruisers, there's always kill potential here for the Aatrox. As we said, if you're able to get just the one knockup, you can keep them in the Infernal Chain zone and chase him down. So Huni's going to have to play a lot more carefully. And this guy, especially at this tournament, has been ganked and farmed, basically, in a lot of these games. So we'll see if he keeps that in mind and is able to either outplay in the top side if it's a 1v2, or if they have Dardoch covering a bit more.
Right now, Dardoch is covering. I think they need to get this wave shoved in the rest of the way. Huni has a bunch of rage. He can hit that Q and knock stuff down as Dardoch's, going to look for a deep trinket ward as well to see what might be going on for Sejuani. There was one camp ward stealing. Now Phoenix and Caps fighting in the mid lane, and Caps down very slightly in farm, but now winning in health bars as he's already taken his first TP back to lane with his tier stacking.
So we talked a little bit about the Evelynn in draft, and seeing as it's not a champion that we see very often, to think about it, like, going for these early ganks is often really challenging because of how predictable she is in her setup, but this
Flash
is what
oh, he jukes away, but still gets charmed. Could this be enough damage? Not just yet, flashing away, but watch out, Broxah is here, turns it around! First blood in for Fnatic, and now the chase in for Dardoch has to run away. And now we watch the bottom lane as the hook comes in. Hylissang going to run out, and that is a great counter gank right there for Fnatic.
Ooh, and Fox committed so hard to trying to kill Caps, but with a beautiful sidestep is able to dodge the charm, which allows him to flash out of that situation, and he doesn't end up losing his life. And Broxah comes in clutch at the last moment to turn it around for Fnatic.
Actually huge that Cap sidestepped the Q out of Dardoch. If he had waited and used the E to charm, the Q does a bunch of extra damage if the first hits, you do a bunch more afterwards. So last out in the damage that might have been first blood, as we now see Broxah look for the bot lane fight, not going to do much with that ward in his way.
Yeah, simple case of getting outplayed right there. And we're going to take another look at it. Charm starts early. They want to full channel it, so that's why it goes in for the polymorph. But again, you're not going to have the damage if you don't hit the skill shot part of the Q.
Yeah.
And credit to Phoenix as well, because the reason why they were able to make this gank even work or attempt to pull it off is the polymorph. The fact that Caps was CC'd and turned into a tiny bunny means that they should have had enough damage between them to find that early kill and start this snowball off for Eve. But because it fell through, Dardoch is now going to be put behind. He doesn't have his flash. He's going to have to wait for that level 6 mark, while Caps, he can make plays happen in the mid lane with Broxah, and they can look to further shut down Phoenix.
The NA LCS side missing 3 flash on the top side. It's actually only Cap missing his right here, so a pretty good stay right there. Now Huni's got to be careful. The Q comes across! Bwipo finds a solo kill up top, and now a trade to the bottom side as well. Big damage on Altec. sOAZ having his way with this lane.
Ooh, yeah, that's a very good all-in there from Bwipo. He's able to get the pullback on the Infernal Chain. And also, whenever you hit your sweet spot on your Qs or you cast a spell, you lower the cooldown on your Deathbringer stance. He's able to finish it off there with the last empowered auto. And follow up on burning solo the flash of Huni, and then also getting the solo kill. Just seems like Fnatic with complete control of this early game.
Huge credit to Bwipo getting a solo kill down onto Huni. He wanted to prove himself once again, going up against Huni. Ooh, Hylissang getting low.
He'll use, they just have the damage up, but the Ignite was on. Well played now, but watch out for Phoenix as one more comes across, and he's going to be in range for the root. Damage coming across, a kill in the mid lane. What a gank.
Yep, whenever you have no summoners left on Lulu, easy target. Good job there from Broxah. Again, visiting the mid lane and making sure that both solo lanes, at least for Fnatic, are the winning areas. Echo Fox, it's actually crazy to say this considering how much of their past season has gone, but their bottom lane is their hope right now. Altec and Adrian, the control there. Getting first level 6 here for the Shen is going to maybe be an option for turning around the rest of the map.
So what was the decision-making process from Hylissang here? Because Hylissang, sOAZ was stuck behind the minions. He then hard commits onto Adrian, the tankier member of the two. And then when you have an AD carry that far back that can do this much damage early on, you have to question what they were trying to aim for. Now Fnatic, they have the right set on diving top lane.
Huni has ultimate, of course. Yeah, so does Bwipo. It's actually Broxah taking aggro first, then it trades back over. Huni goes for the hard CC, but still getting pushed around. He's going to try to kite away, a jump forward. That's going to be the revive coming out. Huni staying just almost alive. They will get the trade into Broxah. A big chunk of shutdown gold, 3 kills worth, but they did not expect Ryze to be there. Nice shot over the wall. Dardoch kiting away. But this dive could still happen. He has the charm available on Caps. He's going to pull him in, but he did not pull aggro. Yes, and now Bwipo is going to pull aggro, and he will get for the lifesteal, but he will drop down. A shutdown kill comes over still. More gold over to Fnatic with the assist. And now Phoenix couldn't make it happen. Caps is flashless and almost out of mana. Does Phoenix have the damage, though? It's going to be close. Ruined Prison, and yeah, that's going to be a nice jump away. Cap stays alive. I believe extended 2 for 2 topside.
Yeah. Ooh, this is the kind of game we were expecting with Fnatic versus Echo Fox. Kills across the board, action all across the map, and the Fear ulti from Bwipo kind of messed up the initial dive and bought Huni a lot of time to kind of turn this in the favor of Fox initially. And while he does go down, Dardoch then shows up and starts to get a couple kills for Fox.
Yeah, Dardoch was looking to clean up too after that, but Caps made the first roam, and so they go for a second tower dive. This time around, though, since the charm lands early on Caps, Bwipo decides he's going to tank the turret. He just goes in. He knows he's not getting out after that one, and in this case, you get an assisted kill, so you get an extra 50% worth of the gold on it, plus you deny those minions that were at the turret. So even though you know you're going to die going in, that's still a gold advantage for your team, trading 1 for 1 in that scenario.
Absolutely. So this game, 800 gold apart. For the most part, early game leads have tended to transition into actual game wins here. Even though 800 gold is not insurmountable by any means, it's just happened to go this way so far during Rift Rivals. Again, the bot lane going to be the area of aggression. A nice pull and good damage onto Adrian down there. Almost equal farm across these 2 farming champions. A nice chunk down. Hylissang forced to kite back.
All right, as we mentioned earlier, the level 6 on Shen does open up a possibility of the Evelynn Shen combo. Dardoch trying to turn around the top side, but as of most of this game, that has been in control of Fnatic. They've got control wards there now too. You can see Broxah in enemy territories, looking again to go top.
And they're gonna find this one. No flash, but no ult for a few seconds as well. Big chunk of damage, and the re-engage not gonna mean a whole lot for Sejuani.
That's that CC chain we talked about in Champ Select. Stun from Huni, right into the charm there from Dardoch. No time.
Taunt, big damage here. He's gonna kite out pretty easily, find a stun on a Shen, a pull back with sOAZ, but still, I believe damage went just barely in the favor. Never mind. There's the big push in towards Altec. Shen will keep him alive. He's trying to cut away, but they might still have the burst damage. He's going to go for the explosion, a kite, and he's going to flash in. He's going to get that one, but here comes the rest of the squad. A taunt, the big stun coming across, a trade kill, but a TP down for Echo Fox.
TP top right now, too, for Bwipo. He's actually going to try and hard push that wave.
Action just keeps happening all across the board. Really good TP from Huni to turn the fight even in towards Echo Fox, so they didn't lose out too much, because you talk so much about it, Kobe. In the 2 versus 2, it has been Altec and Adrian coming out on top, and now Hylissang, he does land the hook, gets a bit of damage down. What can Dardoch do on the top side of the map?
Level 9 versus 8 actually got a lot of XP on this. E pops the ult and forcing that down. It's very, very low HP in the Aatrox. Can he get the chase? He goes in for the flash. EQ! Dardoch solo kills Aatrox. Now look for the mid lane. This is Fenix running for dear life, trying to get away. Where's the rune prism? Where's the skill shots? Just kiting back and forth. Lets the stun stack up. Maybe a misplay there, but a good kill in the mid lane all the same.
Yeah, he did flash a little bit early, so then Broxah still was able to follow up with the slow off the W. And that is a bit of a damper at the end of a couple of big Echo Fox plays there to get right back into it. And this gold is back to even.
This is such a big deal for Echo Fox that Dardoch is coming up clutch. 4-1-0 now on the Evelynn. 82 CS. This guy has been picking up kills. He's doing a huge amount of damage. And if they want to gain control over this early to mid game, it is him that has to make these plays work out.
And this is a man who understands the Aatrox rework. We talked about bursting him down as soon as the ult is popped so the blood well doesn't fill up. Here on the bottom side, though, is another look at the move from Fnatic. And they do, to their credit, win the 2v2 down here. It's just that Huni's going to end up also teleporting. Altec there does use his ultimate to try and get Hylissang out of this fight before Huni arrives so they can for sure get the counter kill on sOAZ. And that does end up happening. But again, the teleports into 2 different areas.
And so Dardoch just comes in here. Bwipo, he's just used all of his abilities, so they're pretty long cooldowns. And you can just see the sheer amount of damage coming out from Dardoch. Gets them a win, and now another game.
Sheer amount of damage in the mid lane. Goodbye, Fenix, into the ashes you go. Hylissang actually grabbing the kill credit, but of course shares extra money over as a result. Dardoch alone down here does not have his ultimate for a disengage. This will be first turret picked up there. Now can have a pretty easy chance. Vip pops a stopwatch to buy a few seconds, hoping to buy space for his squad. Goes into the little bit of a dive and actually buys a whole hell of a lot of time, but there's still way too many coming in. This is going to be the turret falling down almost assuredly. That's the first turret coming across. No kills back and forth, but pretty hectic fight all the same.
Yeah, fancy little moves there. They don't have the numbers to actually capitalize on it. Huni, 1v5, uh-oh.
1v at least 4 here. There's no ult left available for sOAZ, but look at the damage effort there. Tries to heal up, but he's likely to fall all the same. And Huni, I've seen that play before, kills himself against all of Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic all grouped up, running through the river. Trying to cut them off here is Huni, but he's just going to be left by himself.
Was I really trying to cut them off?
That's exactly what happened last time. He's trying to cut them off in the river. He's hoping for them to separate. But yeah. Echo Fox have full information that they were all grouped up together, so there's no reason for them to separate and give an easy target.
Okay, support versus Lulu, and it's going to be a knockup. Fenix running away. Dardoch is around. They're going to try to make this play happen onto Caps. Nice. Juking away a quick taunt, though. They have the damage. Almost a great stopwatch, and Hylissang going to be okay as he keeps running. Nice juke from Adrian. Gets away from the pull back and will stay alive and trade of shots.
13 minutes in, 15 kills happened in this game so far. The gold is ever so slightly in the favor of Fnatic just because of the early tower they were able to secure, but that is not slowing down the momentum of Echo Fox. Dardoch now looking for a flank.
Broxah getting away quickly enough. He should be all right as long as the red doesn't reset. Okay, it will. So a few moments bought here, but this is still a red to be stolen away. Echo Fox trying to stay alive in this game. 2,000 gold difference, but that will shrink as bot lane turret falls.
So right now, Fnatic are pretty happy with the state of the game just because both the champions that are scaling up in Swain and Ryze have completed their Rod of Ages very early on into the game. So once you hit that 20-minute mark, Fnatic are going to be primed and ready to fight. So while Fox have been finding a bunch of kills and the Evelynn is in a good position, the snowball hasn't been big enough because Huni has been falling behind and Fenix has just been shut down. 0-4-0, yet to even complete his first major item. Dardoch is the only real damage dealer at this point outside of Altec if he can get close enough to the fight. And Fox just have to be very careful about how they approach a lot of these next two fights just because of how strong Caps and sOAZ are.
Careful is definitely a good word because Phoenix here on the Lulu, he's so far behind. Yes, he shouldn't even think about trying to do damage in these fights. He should just think about trying to buff up Altec to allow him to do the damage, the guy that's actually built for it.
Oh, speaking of damage output though, Bwipo going for the play on Altec. Shen's coming across. He'll be reviving, and this re-engage could be good. Shen could find the taunt. But Hylissang goes to the Bone Skewer and stops him mid-dash. Beautiful play. Good support right there.
Bwipo was confident that his team was right behind him, but now sOAZ in a 1v1 against
Dardoch
Dardoch.
level 11, but again, he misses the Q, which means not great damage. He has to be really respectful of what Swain could do, dodging the first Q, and here comes the rest of the teams. Looking for the pullback, not going to get it, but now Sejuani's in the fray. Big damage onto Huni. Goes for a big stun, but be careful to re-engage. That could be the explosion, not going to be ton, but now Rune Prison is in. That will be the kill picked up. Hylissang nicely done, chases forward, looks for more. The Bone Skewer lands, out goes Dardoch. This could still be a very, very good chase. Phoenix falls for 0 and 5. The flash in, so it's not going to get that one. It's a flash out for Dardoch, but still, more good fights for Fnatic.
And a quicker collapse there for Fnatic does get them 2 kills, but here goes.
Not quite the toss, looking for Caps, good damage, but it's going to be Adrian falling first. Fnatic not able to lose these fights. They're getting more and more throughout this game.
And we just talked about how Fox have to be so careful when trying to approach these fights. Fnatic feel pretty strong right now. They're winning out on so many of these skirmishes because Dardoch isn't getting the damage off that he wants. And because of how far behind...
Altec, what are you doing? He face checks into 4 of them and dies right away.
Fox are not respecting Fnatic at all right now, and Fnatic are ripping through Echo Fox and looking to secure the Rift Rivals win for Europe.
They are poised to take this one at this point. 4,000 gold lead, only 60 minutes in. Fnatic putting on a show here on this one. 2 wins potentially in this best of 5, doing a lot of the carrying themselves. Splice, of course, with a great win earlier, but Fnatic definitely showing up well on the day. We watch this fight in the mid lane again.
Okay, Dardoch's going to start it off here from stealth on the Evelynn. Again, trying to get around the minions for this Q. Good job there by sOAZ. Actually, I would credit him more with the dodge because there's not another angle for Dardoch to even throw that Q as you move behind the minions. But the collapse being first from Fnatic is why this thing all goes sour for Echo Fox.
Yeah, and again, like, Huni just isn't strong enough to tank up 4 members. The fact that they stick around this long as Fnatic is coming down through the river, just... Ooh, we have another fight, though.
And it's Huni under a turn. I've seen this one before. He's going to drop right away. Another kill in for Bwipo, his 3rd of the game. And the chase is on Broxah. Look for the ult. He's going to find a slow on a Phoenix. The slows come back. A nice Bone Skewer. Altec. He's going to be falling for that one. A double kill for the Aatrox. The re-engage, but only getting the ultimate revive off as Dardoch is now forced to run. But Rune Prison up very, very soon. Looking for the 3rd kill. There's the pullback of Bone Skewer in and a shutdown. In for Hylissang, a 3-0 the Fnatic.
And another team fight win goes in favor of Fnatic. 3-0. They have another tower in their eyes. And boys, we're only 17 minutes into the game.
16 kills ready for them. Some of them certainly donated over by Echo Fox, but still a much better played game. Bone Skewer gets yet another. Phoenix trying to run away. He will juke out from the CC. But Fnatic now up 6,500 are running away with this game.
Woo! Phoenix gets to stay 0-5-0. Not another death. All right, well, let's take another look at the dive. This is a 4-man. Actually, that was just a great pull there by Hylissang. It was 4v3, but he yanks Huni right under the turret, and a nice follow-up is a huge numbers advantage. At this point, Echo Fox have to go in full retreat. But again, Hylissang on this Pyke is just destroying them.
Yeah, he is playing so well. This is a big comfort pick for him. We saw it coming out in the draft. They love the Swain Pyke bot lane, and he is just landing Bone Skewer after Bone Skewer, using his ultimate to close the gap to then make landing the Bone Skewer even easier. This man is so comfortable on this champion, and he is just demolishing Echo Fox.
Now, demolishing is about what's going to be happening here. Europe over North America. The only thing we've won was the grand final at the beginning of the day. AR Earth.
Hello,
that
we
was
won
the
the
important
last
one.
Rift Rivals too.
I'm talking about this year, Kobe. Keep yourself in the present right now. Either way, Europe putting on a show and a vengeance road here for them as a win in the group stage and looking likely to be a win in the best of 5. And we can see as more continues on. Fnatic and Echo Fox playing now for a bit of Baron control. It spawns in a minute, 15 seconds. Fox a bit of time with this Rift. Scuttler picked up and looking for some kind of miracle pick. Bone Skewer charged. Not going to find a target just yet, but Echo Fox needs something huge to happen soon, or Fnatic get a pretty easy Baron take in 20 minutes.
I do think it is fitting that Europe here going to win, or looking like they're going to win another game with some of the new stuff, right? It's the newer champions that were just released. Pyke and the rework of Aatrox.
Yeah.
Fully embracing everything new about this game that they can get their hands on and utilizing it very effectively.
It's something I've honestly enjoyed about Europe is they seem to be one of the most innovative, if not the most innovative region in League of Legends. I think back to when Unicorns of Love came on the field and they're playing Poppy top when they qualified in, like back with old Poppy and whatnot. I do respect the fact that they've done so many new things. Heimerdinger coming out, thanks to Kieran and everyone else. Really cool region to watch, and they're deserving this win right now.
I mean, my favorite is always Xerxes, the man that brought Rumble in the jungle, Warwick, and Ivern all to competitive.
Rumble in the jungle was played both
there's a
ways.
skin for it, okay? That came first.
But you are quite right. Now, the question is, can Fnatic close things out? With the goal lead they have, it is looking likely.
Big
as they
damage
siege
on
onto
the turret. Yeah, good job with the rip there. Now it's a pull in towards Huni. Look at the hard crowd control. Trying to burn him down. He will stay alive at the very beginning. But the dive in comes for Bwipo. He gets one now. And Altec not anywhere to go. Caps in a second. A rampage now. And that might be even more of a dive. They're going to pull in a couple of members. Look for the hard CC towards Phoenix. Cleanses away. Stays alive just now. But the minions are gone. And it's time to go for the base right now. Fnatic, get rid of the turret. The inhibitor is next.
Echo Fox just can't find the fight. They are too far behind. All the gold is on Dardoch, and he just cannot turn these around or in favor of Fox, especially after all the bone skewers that Hylissang lands multiple times.
And ever since the early game, it has felt like the rest of members of Echo Fox can't keep up with him, or they're not coordinating enough with Dardoch, as Dardoch was starting a lot of these plays, and the other members of Echo Fox, either isolated or en route to the skirmishes.
Got to give huge shout-outs to Broxah and Caps with gigantic KDAs, 16 and 14 respectively. Big performances in what looks to be climactic game of the final. Huge stuff there. The Fox, of course, still doing what they can to defend. These miracle comebacks, we've seen them before. Speaking of Europe, CLG EU famously camping down with 10,000 gold deficits and so, but no Anivius here. This is going to be a bit more difficult.
Big throwback there.
That is.
Is Phoenix going to die in this 2v1?
sOAZ, here we go, in a 1v2. And gonna, ooh, wow, that's a really, really good hourglass. He's not even gonna be hard CC'd, and Dardoch, nowhere to go. The blast code picked up already by Phoenix. Oh, that is Evelynn going down, and now even the Lulu gonna be bone skewered, knocked in. There's the kill. Hylissang getting credit. 4 kills, actually, second place leader on his team. And this is now the Baron to be picked up at 21.5.
With the jungler dead, there's no one left to contest from the side of Echo Fox. Fnatic, this should be a clean and free Baron, and with it, the Rift Rivals title on the line.
Is there another category we could add on the scoreline there for blowing the blast cone and not letting your teammate also get out?
0-6-0-1 enemy assist. Yes, that one.
I mean, honestly, if you had waited for the Evelynn ult to come through, Dardoch, and then would have also got chased down, but it's funnier to write the story this way.
It's funnier this way, absolutely. Dardoch, I did think, had a fairly solid game, couple of solo kills for him, but at the end of the day, it was just, of course, not enough right here. Spots of greatness. Echo Fox were the one win that North America got during this sort of final run, but Fnatic definitely a much better team on the day and will actually individually be 2-0 against Echo Fox at Rift Rivals as far as their matchups it went. And now, as the Dragon's being picked up, it's just the formalities left. Fnatic crossing their T's, dotting their I's, making sure they picked up everything else on the map.
They're going to be pretty happy with getting that extra bit of damage. 22.5 minutes into the game, and this has been quite the action-packed potential final game, although at this point it seems very unlikely that Echo Fox will be able to turn it around. 10,000 gold in favor of Fnatic, looking to do Europe proud, kind of redeem themselves after last year's Rift Rivals performance, where Fnatic did not perform the best.
That's true, and now a pull into the mid lane. Oh, goodbye. This Renekton just dropping. Hylissang getting away. He's forced to burn his flash to jump out from Dardoch and Phoenix, but mid lane inhibitor turret is gone, and the dive towards the Nexus is still happening as well. 5 versus 4 in this one. They look towards Altec, looking for the chain. There's going to be Caps finding the route, the pull back in. Bwipo getting himself onto a rampage now as well. The chase in for Phoenix, and Dardoch running away. Gets a quick Shen ulti, but he's certainly going to be dropping for this one. A giant chunk out from Ryze. Dardoch gets put down. A double kill for Aatrox. As many A's as kills in that fight, and now it's the runaway as Phoenix is just running from Caps, and a triple now in for the champion. It's crazy, and this one 24-6. As Phoenix is trying to find Caps for a little bit of redemption.
Get on the board!
Get something on the board as you're mentioning, Kobe. The dive in the back line, the pull, another kill towards the Rex teammate as Huni is not going to stop Fnatic from winning another international title. Rift Rivals go to Europe. Definitely the better teams on the day, the better region this weekend.
All right. North America won in Europe, and Europe is taking it back.
Yep.
You know what that means, Vedius? It's a draw. You know, we are equally good team.
I don't think that's what it
equally
means.
good regions, Vedius. Congratulations. I mean, it's Europe. We love draws. 1-1 in Rift Rivals.
Oh, man. And what a way for Europe to win as well. The fact that Splice came up big, secured a win after G2 were upset by Echo Fox. They're going to be feeling really confident returning back to the EU LCS. Fnatic getting the 2-0 on the day. Both Bwipo and sOAZ having phenomenal performances. And Europe just claiming a bit of revenge back after last year.
Huni shaking hands with his old team. We got to the finals, which kind of had to happen, to be fair. It was only two real teams here, but and Europe the better team here today, and that's the story so far.
Fnatic.
Yeah. That might be happening. I mean, I don't know. Cats played well enough. I don't think they need him.
I like the team spirit, though.
Yeah.
It is with the theme of the event.
Right, it's the three teams playing together, and they all pitched in as a funny thing, right? Like, G2 did very, very well in the group stage, got Europe the chance of kind of picking all their teams and more games with side selection in the final. One representative from each team lifting the trophy here representing Europe. Beautiful stuff. More confetti. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. European LCS. The better region, at least this weekend. The better region at MSI, and we'll see what worlds.
Each of the respective roles taking their chance to lift up the trophy. In the end, it was a team effort. Splice did struggle during the group stage, but they made up for it in the finals.
That was supposed to be junglers, but I saw like 3 Braum mains right there. I'm not sure if just...
Now the legendary EU mids.
Yeah, one of whom brings Smite almost every game. And it's time for the rostered bot laners.
How you feeling, Kobe?
I feel just fine, honestly.
Yeah.
Just another day in the office for me. Rift Rivals, as I was told last year,
Doesn't mean anything, apparently. No,
I'll take it back next year.
Yeah.
No, I think Rift Rivals actually means quite a bit. Like, yes, sure, it's not the actual World Championship. There's the only Koreans are on the NA rosters here, and G2s, to be fair. But speaking of, but honestly, yeah, a very great tournament. And of course, even then, with the best of Europe yet to be seen, Misfits, another undefeated team over the EU LCS, they seem likely to make it to Worlds. That'll be exciting to watch them play against some of the world's best in a few months as well.
I was super happy that this tournament was played on the live patch, so we got
too.
to see all of these new things in action.
Yeah. And I still think there's more to be explored, Kobe. The AD carries haven't died just yet. But we'll see how the meta evolves following from here.
We are going to see how it evolves. Now to hear from the Rift Rivals champions, it's time to hand it off to Evelynn and Fnatic's Rune Mage in the mid lane.